This video took 30 days to produce. At 15 minutes long, it's a deep dive into the history of cigarettes and the dangers of smoking. Watch it through to the end, and you might just quit smoking painlessly without even realizing it. Everyone knows smoking causes cancer. According to China's 2020 report on smoking hazards to health, there are over 300 million smokers in the country. Among people aged 15 and older, the smoking rate is 26.6%. For men, it's as high as 50.5%. In just 1 year, cigarette consumption exceeded 2 trillion sticks. That means, for every 2 men over 15, one is a smoker, and that smoker goes through at least a pack a day, if not more. Here's the strange part. Smokers actually know more about the harms of smoking than non-smokers. That's also why they'd never let their loved ones pick up the habit. Data from the U.S. CDC shows over 70% of smokers want to quit and have tried, but ultimately failed. So, why can't people shake off this white ghost? Take a deep drag, and the smoke travels through your mouth, throat, windpipe, and into your lungs. Within about 7 seconds, nicotine enters your bloodstream, reaches your brain, and triggers dopamine release, giving you that rush. Since dopamine is central to the brain's reward system, even if smoking initially makes you dizzy or cough, your brain mistakenly labels it as beneficial. The more you smoke, the more your body adapts. Nicotine builds up, and your brain grows dependent. When levels drop, withdrawal kicks in, anxiety, trouble focusing, excess saliva. Lighting up again becomes the quickest fix. Withdrawal usually starts 2 hours after quitting, when nicotine levels have. By 6 hours, only traces remain from your last cigarette. The cravings intensify, but nicotine in your body keeps dwindling. Days 3-5 are peak withdrawal. Smokers turn irritable, but from then on, symptoms gradually ease. A July 2011 NIH study found over half of quit attempts fail within 8 days, matching withdrawal's worst phase. But is nicotine really why quitting's so hard? Not entirely. Compared to hard drugs, nicotine withdrawal is mild. If physiology alone explained quitting struggles, we just blame weak willpower. But that's too simplistic. While willpower matters, it's not the main culprit. Beyond physical withdrawal, your subconscious fights quitting. To understand why, we need history's help. As early as 3000 BCE, Native Americans smoked tobacco as herbal medicine against unknown diseases. For millennia, smoking stayed confined to their culture until Columbus arrived. His crew, fascinated, tried it. Sailor Rodrigo de Jerez became Europe's first smoker. Soon, tobacco spread rapidly. Sailors wrote that smoke curbed hunger, thirst, fatigue, and brought relaxation. By 1559, Frenchman Jean Nicot, yes, nicotine comes from him, grew tobacco, touting its energizing, pain-killing effects, and gifted it to the royal court to treat migraines. When it worked, tobacco became a high society staple, cementing its medical reputation. In England, people smoked for toothaches, parasites, even plague prevention. Schools like Eton had kids smoke to ward off disease. Tobacco had become a classless, ageless, genderless product, and capitalists noticed. With the age of exploration, tobacco conquered the world. Like Native Americans, people smoked it as medicine. In an era without antibiotics, any illness could be deadly, and smoking's placebo effect convinced them it worked. Generations passed down this belief, entrenching tobacco's medical value and birthing smoking culture. Capitalists weren't idle either. To boost sales, they evolved smoking methods from raw leaves to pipes, water pipes, snuff boxes, then luxury versions, jade boxes, ivory pipes. In class-conscious societies, fancy tools signaled status. In 1843, French merchants rolled the first cigarettes, clean, convenient, tool-free. Mass production made them the new norm. Wars later cemented cigarettes as military supplies. Smoking's rituals seeped into society, expensive gear for status, offering tobacco as respect. This twisted culture persists today. By the 1920s, Western elites pushed to ban women from smoking. Tobacco companies, seeing profits at risk, became unlikely feminists. Their ads featured smoking women, linking cigarettes to liberation. During Prohibition, women who smoked publicly became symbols of rebellion. Of course, Big Tobacco didn't care about rights, just sales. If smoking meant freedom, profits soared. For centuries, tobacco was medicine, social glue, and a symbol of youth and freedom. Anti-smoking voices existed, but were drowned out until the 1950s. Suddenly, smoking's harms became undeniable. Lung cancer rates, under 1% in 1900, hit 20% by 1945. In 1950, Drive. Graham and student Winder proved tobacco caused cancer by painting tar on mice. The American Cancer Society's warnings crashed cigarette sales. Tobacco companies fought back. A British firm forced 48 beagles to smoke 30 cigarettes daily for 3 years, then claimed no cancer was found. 6 months later, the people exposed the truth. Sick dogs were replaced or killed to fake results. Outrage followed, yet Britain banned animal testing, not tobacco. With their image in tatters, companies pivoted to smoking culture. Ads and films glamorized it, linking cigarettes to coolness, stress relief, and identity. Smokers became walking billboards. This brainwashing etched false beliefs into our subconscious, making quitting a mental battle. Tobacco's real danger isn't just nicotine. It's the centuries-old lie that we need it for stress, socializing, or status. But ask yourself, does my body need nicotine? Must freedom come from a cigarette? Is this toxic ritual worth keeping? If you failed to quit before, it's not your fault. You were set up. Withdrawal isn't torture, it's manageable. Ever wake up craving a smoke? No. Because withdrawal is mental. Quitting just returns you to normal. Tobacco isn't like hard drugs with instant consequences. It's a slow poison in your blood and mind. The hardest part isn't nicotine, it's the illusion cigarettes are essential. But if ads could brainwash us, why can't we reprogram ourselves? Real freedom starts when we ditch tobacco's lies. As parents, do we want kids thinking smoking's normal? As friends, is foggy small talk worth it? As professionals, should we trade health for fleeting pleasure? Break the spell. Rewrite your subconscious. Erase cigarettes from your life, not because it's easy, but because you're no one's slave.